Okay, guys. So let's start grade 11 first accounting chapter. So that's financial statements of a business. Okay, so today that's my focus. I'll try my best to finish whatever I can within this hours. Okay, maybe I can finish up to maybe the trading account. Okay, yeah. So fine. So guys, see here. The main purpose of this class is to introduce you to this chapter, guys, the financial statement of business. Okay, so if you take your grade 11 syllabus, okay, so guys, if you take your grade 11 syllabus, wait a minute, I think I have the book. Is this the one? Wait. Wait a minute, guys. I'll quickly try to find the chapters. So guys, in your grade 11 syllabus, when it comes to accounting part, okay, when it comes to accounting part, yeah, so this is your syllabus, right? So yes, this is your syllabus. So now guys, if you take grade 10 and 11, in grade 10, except for the first three chapters, all the other chapters are from accounting. Okay, so if you take grade 10, almost 80 or 90, 80, yeah, almost 80 maybe percentage of the book which you're studying is accounting. But if you take grade 11, guys, in grade 11 it's like maybe 50-50 or maybe 40-60, right? Yeah, the first three chapters are business studies, and whatever I have circled, those are only the accounting part. So today we are going to start the first chapter of grade 11, which is related to accounting, financial statements of a business. Actually, guys, this chapter is really interesting because, guys, you all have to prepare a statement of profit or loss, statement of financial position, and try to balance them. So yeah, it's interesting, guys. So for the non-theory students, I mean, there are external students here, right? So there are external students here. I just want to tell you all, so far in our class, in our theory class, grade 10, we are done up to trial balance. Okay, so there is only correction of accounting errors to be done in grade 10. So I usually do parallelly 10 and 11. Thursdays, 4 to 6 p.m. I will be continuing with grade 10. Next week I'll start correction of errors. And for grade 11, I will be doing Sundays 7 to 9, 8:30 or 9. It depends. Okay. So yeah, guys, since I just introduced, I thought, okay, why not start grade 11 with a free session? That's why I thought to start like this. Okay. Financial statements of a business. First of all, guys, you all need to know the accounting process. Okay. First of all, you all need to know how the accounting works, right? You should know the process, right? So guys, see here, this is the accounting process. First of all, if you all don't have this note, you all can write it down, okay? So first thing is what's happening is, guys, first of all, transactions and events. The first place you record transactions and events is what you call as prime entry book. Okay, so guys, to record in prime entry book, you need evidence. So the evidence is what you call as the source document. To record in prime entry books, you need evidence, guys. So the evidence is what we call as source document. So guys, now if you ask me what is this chapter, this prime entry books, guys, you will be studying in cash book chapter. That is one prime entry book, bank account, another prime entry book, sales journal, general journal. All these are prime entry books you study. So the first thing is you have to take your transaction and you have to record them in prime entry books. Okay, and then after you record the transactions in the prime entry book, you have to take the prime entry book values based on double entry system. Based on double entry, you will take it to ledger accounts. okay, based on double entry system. Where are you going to take it to ledger accounts? So guys, if you ask me, where do you study prime entry? So from chapter 7, from chapter 7 till chapter 10, you will study everything about recording transactions in prime entry books. From chapter 7 to chapter 10. So guys, after you record transactions in prime entry books, you will be recording them in ledger accounts based on double entry system. That is what you study in this chapter. Okay, you will be recording. That's a very important chapter, this chapter which I'm talking about, where you study double entry, because we say, guys, double entry is the heart of accounting. Okay, without double entry, it means you don't know accounts. Okay, to know accounts, you need to know double entry. We say double entry is the heart of accounts. So guys, so after you record in ledger, what you will do is all the ledger accounts, you're going to tally them, balance them. You will balance all your ledger and prepare trial balance. After you prepare trial balance, okay, you have to, before you prepare financial statements, you should make sure if there are any mistakes, you are going to correct it. So that's why we do something called correction of errors, which is grade 10, last chapter, which in my theory class I will be starting next Thursday. Okay, correction of errors, one of the important chapters, like double entry system. So after you correct the errors, if there are adjustments you will study in the next chapter, grade 11, chapter 5, you will study adjustments. So guys, before you prepare financial statements, there are certain transactions still you haven't recorded double entry. So we have to adjust it. What adjustments mean? After that, after you correct your mistakes, after you do the adjustments, you will prepare financial statements. In O levels, only 2 financial statements you will study: statement of profit or loss and financial position. Because if you want, quickly copy this down. Okay, so guys, by the way, you all are asking me about the grade 10 class. Grade 10, we are in the last chapter. Okay, so we are in the last chapter. I will be starting again from the beginning, January, inshallah. The next batch, fast track batch, I will be starting in January for grade 10. Grade 11, this is the first class I'm doing. Okay, so guys, see here. And the revision also, I might be starting from Jan. Okay, I all done copying this. Can I start now? So guys, remember, first of all, transactions you will record in prime entry based. First of all, to record in prime entry, you need evidence. The evidence is the source document. And then from prime entry, you will transfer to ledger accounts based on double entry system. Every transaction will have a debit and a credit entry. And then you will balance all the ledger accounts and prepare trial balance. After you prepare trial balance, if you find any errors, you have to correct them. And if there are any transactions not yet done, not yet recorded. You have to adjust them. Adjust means recording the double entry for the transactions, not yet recorded. And then you will prepare financial statements. What are the two financial statements you are going to prepare? Statement of profit or loss and financial position. Give me 1 minute. Okay, soon guys, soon copy down. So I can start. If you're done, tell me. Okay, so y'all are done. Ones who are not done, I mean the ones who joined late, can you all take a screenshot so I can continue? Okay, I'll see here. Wait. Okay, now guys, say here, in the accounting process, the business transactions are first recorded in prime entry. Just now I explained every transaction, the first place you record is prime entry books. After you record in prime entry, you will post them to ledger. Then the ledger account is balance and you prepare trial balance. This is what you study in grade 10. So in grade 10, guys, you all stop here, right? You all study up to correction of errors. Grade 10 syllabus, you stop it here. In the accounting process, grade 10 syllabus, you stop it here. The remaining, you study it in grade 11. Okay, up transactions, recording in trial balance. After you record all the balances in the trial balance, you will do correction of errors. This is the last chapter of grade 10, and then you start grade 11. So that's what they are telling. Guys, see here, the objective of y'all can keep your grade 11 book with you when I'm discussing, okay? Because I'm taking through the textbook only. The objective of any business is to earn profit from their activity. So guys, if anyone says I'm starting a business, of course you understand when someone says, okay, I'm going to start a business, will you think, this person is going to start a social service? Or when someone says I'm going to start a business, the first thing that comes to your head is, he's trying to earn some profit. What does come to your head when your friend says, I'm doing a phone business or something? You always think about profit, right? So guys, anyway, when you hear the word business, you should understand their profit motive. Their main objective is to earn profit, even though guys, they will say, no, we are customer satisfaction. We try to satisfy our customers. We try to make happy and all those people happy. They just say like that, but deep inside, you all know their main objective is to earn profit. So guys, because of that, now they want to know whether the business is earning profit or not. They want to know whether there is sufficient enough operational profit in order to run their business. Is there enough profit? Guys, if they continuously have losses, they have to stop their business. They can't run it. So that's why they want to check whether they are getting enough profit. So because of that only, they prepare a financial statement called statement of profit or loss. Guys, they prepare statement of profit or loss in order to identify whether the business is having enough operational profits. Okay, so what is the purpose of statement of financial position? To identify the operational results. Results can be profit or can be loss. So we say, what is the purpose of statement of profit or loss? The purpose is, guys, to identify the operational results of the business. Operational results. Now let's continue. Also, it is important to see the financial position of the business reflected through asset equity and liability. Guys, not only the business is interested in the profits, the business shareholders, the stakeholders, the users, they want to know, okay, what is the worth of assets in this business? How much liable are they to others? How much loans have this business take? Too much loans is not good. So they want to identify what is the asset worth of this business, how much liability they have. So because of that, guys, what they do is, and they want to know what is the ownership of the owners, how much they own the assets. Out of the assets, certain parts are not owned by the owners, but only certain parts are owned by the owners. So that's what we call it equity. Equity is the part of assets which is related to the owners. So now the users, the stakeholders, they really want to know about the value of assets, equity, and liability of a business. That is why, so that they can make future decision. They can make proper decision. So guys, that is why we prepare statement of financial position. If they ask you what is the purpose of statement of profit or loss, what's the answer? Identify. Anyone? What is the purpose of statement of profit or loss? Anyone who can unmute and answer to identify what?
Profit and loss of the business.
Tell me in another term, what do you call that?
To identify the operational results of the business.
To identify the operational results of the business. Guys, we want to identify the operational results of the business. Okay, operational results mean profit or loss, whether the business is getting a profit or a loss. Don't, when you're answering, don't just say profit or loss. Use the word operational results. That's much better rather than just saying profit or loss. It's better to use the word, guys, operational results. Here, operational results. So guys, if you all are having your textbook, Miss, if we join grade 11 class by now, can we finish before our O-level exam? Yeah, I will be finishing all the accounting parts before the O-level. Of course, I will be finishing. Okay. Yes, Mohammed. So guys, can you all take your book? Okay. Can you all take your book and write? See here, you all have financial statements, right? So if you all have written here, statement of profit or loss, statement of financial position, can you all write the objective? If you have space, put a dash here and write the objective. Statement of profit or loss to identify operational results. Okay, you can say to identify operational results. Write the objective. If they ask you, you should know what is the purpose of statement of profit or loss. It is to identify the operational results. Operational results means whether the business has earned a profit or incurred a loss. And then, guys, statement of financial position is to identify. That's very easy to remember. Identify the financial position of the business. That's very easy because the word is there in the question. Identify the financial position of the business. Write this down. If they ask you the purpose, so financial position means in terms of what? In terms of three things. What is the position of the business? In terms of three things. What are those three, please? In terms of what three things you are trying to find the position?
Asset, equity, and liability.
Very good. Asset, liability, and equity. You're trying to find the position of the business in terms of asset, liability, and equity. You're trying to identify operational results is where you're trying to find whether the business has earned a profit or incurred a loss, right? If you want, I can bracket as whether you're trying to identify whether don't give the answer like that in the exam. If they ask you, just say operational results. But operational results means whether the business has earned a profit or incurred a loss. Financial position, they are talking about what and what? Asset, liability, equity. When they say financial position, they are talking about what is the value of assets as at a particular date, what is the value of liability. They need to know what is the value of liability and what is the value of equity at a particular date. That's why we prepare statement of financial position. That is the reason we prepare. I don't think Amani, but if they can ask you the purpose, this is not the definition. I didn't tell you this is the definition. This is the purpose. If they ask you what is the purpose of preparing statement of profit or loss, identify operational results of the business. What is the purpose of preparing statement of financial position? To identify the financial position of the business in terms of asset, liability, and equity. Are you all done copying this? Can I continue, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. Now let's continue.
Commerce class.
Okay. So now guys, say here. Now let's continue where we stopped. So what is the reason you're doing everything like this? You're doing so that they can make the stakeholders, they need this information to make future decision, to make decisions related to the future. That's why they need. So guys, accordingly to obtain an understanding of financial performance of the business during a specific period and financial position as at a particular date, these statements are prepared. I'll tell you to underline. Please underline this. Why do one statement is prepared to identify the financial performance. The other one is prepared to identify this financial position. Underline whatever I'm underlining. Explain. First of all, underline. Now, guys, see here. Either you can tell it as operational results or another word more than operational results. There is a better word. We say financial performance. Can you please, I'm sorry, I forgot to write there. Can you write that as well? We say financial performance, or we can say operational results. The performance of the business. How well is the business performing financially? Okay. How well is the business performing financially? That's what financial performance means. Okay, wait, I'll show you clearly. Identify the financial performance of the business. Please make sure you include financial performance. Okay, so guys, statement of profit or loss is prepared to identify the financial performance or the operational results of the business for a specific period. For a specific period, your example, for 12 months, we are trying to find for 12 months period, what is their operational results? How well are they doing? Are they having a profit or a loss? Okay, while statement of financial position to identify the financial position of the business as at a particular date, we are trying to find what is the value of asset as at 31st March, as at 31st December, what is the value of liability? You know, we are trying to find at a particular date, what is the value of asset, liability, and equity. Okay, here you go. I have complete full this one. Okay, so guys, statement of financial position, the purpose is to identify the financial position of the business as at a particular date. At a particular date, we want to find out what is the position, how well is the business doing. Okay, while statement of profit or loss is where you identify the financial performance or operational results for a specific period. Specific period means for a 12 months period, let's say specific period. Okay, so guys, are you all done copying? Please mute yourself. Yeah, just now got the current power back. Okay, fine. Done, right? Can I continue quickly? I'm continuing. So guys, financial statement of the business for a specific period. When I say specific period, I'm talking about an accounting period. Usually, guys, for an accounting period, what do you think? How many months one period has? What do you think? How many months usually when I say an accounting period? 12 months. Okay. Sometimes they say accounting period. Sometimes they say financial year. All are same. Sometimes they call in your exam. Sometimes they say financial year. Sometimes they say accounting period. Okay. Or they say annually. 12 months, guys. They mean it 12 months. Okay, so usually the financial statements are prepared for 12 months. See, guys, the accounting process. First of all, input. Input is the transaction and event, the day-to-day transactions and events happening in the business is the input. And then, guys, after that, accounting process, I explained you all that is what is given here, the accounting process. So if I show the diagram which I was explaining before here, okay, so see here, guys, this is the input. This is the input. This is the accounting process. All this is the accounting process. This is the process. This is output, guys. The financial statements will be your output. Okay, so transactions are the input. Prime entry books, recording in the ledger, trial balance, adjustment, correction of errors. All these are the process in order to get the output. Output is the financial statement. So guys, if you're a sole trader is one owner. If you are a one owner business, the main two financial statements are statement of profit or loss and financial position. Guys, when you go to A levels, you will study more than 2. Can you all hear me, guys?
No.
Can you all hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So guys, see here, when you go to A levels, you will study more than 2. All trader business can you all please mute yourself? Okay. For a sole trader business, only in all of us you will study 2 financial statements. That is statement of profit or loss and statement of financial position. Let's start with the first one, statement of profit or loss. So guys, you know what is the purpose of profit or loss? To identify the financial performance of the business. Before they used to call this as income statement. Even if nowadays sometimes they say it income statement, there is nothing wrong there. Okay, so guys, there are 2 steps to prepare statement of profit or loss. You have to follow 2 steps. First of all, you have to calculate something called gross profit. Step 1. Step 2 is where you will calculate net profit. Okay, first let's finish step 1. Maybe today we can finish only step 1, where we are calculating gross profit. Now see here, the gross profit is calculated by deducting cost of sales from your sales. Guys, now these terms I haven't explained you anything yet. Okay, one by one I'll explain the terms, no worries. Wait a minute. Okay. So now guys, how to find gross profit? To find gross profit, okay, can you take your books, write the first equation. I hope you all have already put the, okay, already you all have put the heading, okay. First of all, you put the heading of this chapter, financial statements of a business. And after that, guys, you all can write below that subheading, profit or loss statement. Do like I'm saying. First of all, put the main heading. Then below that, put the subheading, profit or loss statement. Profit or loss statement. After you put profit or loss statement, below that, put another subheading, gross profit. Or maybe you can put one and say gross profit. Below profit or loss statement, you all can put 1 and say, guys, gross profit. Can you write the equation for gross profit? Can you all please write the equation for gross profit? What's the equation? Gross profit equals sales minus cost of sales. Please write the equation. Cost of sales. Gross profit is equals to sales minus cost of sales. Okay, done. Can I continue? So guys, first step when it comes to statement of profit or loss or profit or loss statement, the first thing is you have to calculate gross profit. Okay, so guys, first of all, you all have to write the main heading, financial statements of a business. Financial statements of a business. After that, below that, yes, write the subheading, profit or loss statement. Profit or loss statement. After you write profit or loss statement, okay, below that say gross profit. Gross profit is equals to sales minus cost of sales. Sales minus cost of sales. Okay, after gross profit, write the second one, sales revenue. After gross profit, say sales revenue. Sales revenue is equals to what? Cash sales. Write this equation. I'm trying to give you the summary. I will explain. I'll first give the summary. Cash sales plus credit sales. After you wrote the gross profit equation, please write the next equation. Sales revenue is equals to cash sales plus credit sales. After that, I'll explain you all. Done. So guys, see here, for a business, the main income for a business, the main income is, guys, sales revenue. Now, if you start a business which you're selling books, okay, so guys, the income you earn by selling books is what you call as sales revenue. Okay, the money you get, not only money, sometimes you don't get the money, you will get it later. So guys, whatever you have to get by selling books is what you call as sales revenue. Okay, if you are a furniture business, if you are selling chairs, the money you have to get by selling chairs is your sales revenue. You understand? Guys, when you say sales, the students misunderstand. They think sales means only cash. You will only get cash. But sometimes we make sales and we don't get money, guys. We will get the money later. But still, it's a sales. It doesn't mean only if you get the money, it's sales. That's wrong. Sales means anything you have to receive just because you sold your goods. Just because you have sold your goods, how much cash you have to receive. Okay, how much cash you have to receive. Okay, guys, below that, please write an example. Okay, below the sales revenue. Oh, I will explain that, Akif. For now, below the sales revenue, write an question or an example, maybe. Okay, write what I'm telling now. Let's say, Mala has a, wait. Until I tell you to write, don't write, because I'm thinking and making a question. So I might change a little. Mala sold 100 pens for rupees 15 and received cash only for 80 pence. Now start writing for 80 pence. Calculate the sales revenue of Mala's business. Soon send me your answers. Write the question, get the answer and send me. Okay, good job, guys. Almost everyone has got the answer correct except for 1 or 2 students. Others all correct. Good job. Yeah, 15 per pen. Okay, guys, good job. Correct. 1,500 is the correct answer. No matter you get cash, I told you guys, no matter you get cash or not, if you have sold the goods, you have to receive for 100 pence, right? Even though you got cash only for 80 pence, it doesn't matter. You have to receive for 100 pence. So then, guys, how many pence you made on cash? How many pence did you sell on cash? Yes, please. How many pens were sold on cash? 80. So guys, how much is the cash says? How much is the cash says? 80 pens were sold on cash while each pen is 15 rupees. What's the value? What's the value? 1,200. Okay. Why, guys, out of 100, if 80 pence was sold on cash, that means, guys, the remaining 20 pence were sold on credit. So 20 into 15, how much is that? 300. You all understand, right? Without doing like this, you can directly take 100 and multiply by 15. You get the same answer. But I'm just trying to explain you the equation. So guys, your sales revenue will be 1,500. Okay, so your answer is 1,500. Okay. So fine. Now continue. Go to the next heading, guys. Put the next heading, cost of sales. Put the next heading, cost of sales. After sales, cost of sales. Okay, so for cost of sales, can you all write the equation? Cost of sales, can you all write the equation? Wait. Wait, I will copy paste. So I'm giving you all the equations just to make you all feel easier. So opening stock plus purchase related expenses. Write this down. Minus closing stock. This is the cost of sales equation. Write it down and tell me once you're done. Oh, okay, guys, simply what's cost of sales? Guys, cost of sales is the cost you incur to sell your good. Okay, what is cost of sales? Can you send the equation through the chat box? Okay, I'll send it. But how are you going to copy paste that in your writing book? Oh, so what I was telling, see here, simply what's cost of sales? Cost of sales is the cost you incur to sell your good. The cost you incur to sell your good is what we call as cost of sales. Now, guys, you sold 100 pens, right? To sell these 100 pen, how much cost you incurred? How much cost you have to spend to sell these 100 pens? You all have sold 100 pens. What is the cost you incurred to sell them? Okay, so guys, now see here below this, can you write a question or an example? Maybe example. Okay, wait, I'll make a very simple example just to make you all understand. Okay, so guys, below that, say below cost of sales, write an example. Say Mala, okay, wait, I better write it. Oh, I will explain one by one. No worries. I will explain what's opening stock, what's closing stock, everything I will explain. Don't worry. Okay, so below the cost of sales, you all can write an example. Okay, you can say don't write unless I tell you to start. Don't start. Okay, to sell Mala purchased pens for rupees Don't write until I'm done. Let's say for rupees 12 from a supplier and sold only 100 pence. Calculate. Okay, now start writing the cost of sales of Mala business. Okay, y'all can start writing now. Question 2, or maybe example. Wait, we have to keep this so y'all can see. Where shall I keep? Okay, that's better. Write this and send me the answer. What is the cost of sales for Mala's business? Hey, by the way, 12 rupees per pen. Now I'm always forgetting that. Okay, almost everyone made the mistake except so far one student. Except one student, all the other answers are wrong. All the other answers are wrong. Come on, guys, think. What is cost of sales? Cost of sales is the cost you incur to sell your good. In order to sell your good, what is the cost you have incurred? That is what cost of sales means. To sell your good, how much cost did you incur? No, most of y'all, almost 90% are giving the wrong answer. In order to sell your good, what is the cost you have to incur? Guys, think carefully. How many pens are you selling? Are you selling 120 pens or 100 pens? How many? You purchased 120. I understand. You purchased 120. But guys, how many pens did you sell? You sold only 100 pens. What is the cost you incur for 100 pens? Now you all are sending the correct answer. What is the cost you have incurred to sell these 100 pen? 1,440 is the wrong answer. For the ones who gave 1,440 is wrong, guys. You're selling only 100 pens. If you're selling 100 pens, how can you record the cost of 120 pens? If you are selling 100 pens, the cost also should be for 100 pens. If you're selling 100 pens, the cost also should be for 100 pens. As at the starting date, did you have any stocks remaining? Did they tell is Mala having any opening date? Did Mala had any pens with her hand? In opening date, did Mala had any pens in her hand? Opening stock is the amount Mala has in her hand at the starting date. Guys, how many pens did Mala purchase? Mala purchased 120 pens each at 12 rupees. So what's the value of purchase? 1,440. Did she sell everything she purchased? Did Mala sell everything she purchased? No, Mala only sold 100 pence. Then how many pence Mala didn't sell? Mala didn't sell 20 pence. So each pen is 12 rupees. 20 into 12. Mala didn't sell 240 worth of pen. Even though Mala purchased 120 pence each at 12 rupees, Mala didn't sell all of them. Guys, Mala kept 20 pence with her. Maybe she couldn't sell it. That's why it's still with her. So guys, how much is the cost of sales? 1,440 minus 240. Cost of sales is how much? 1,200. Cost of sales is 1,200. So your answer should be 1,200. Yes, I understand you all are telling, Miss, why did you do this difficult way? You could have just taken 100 pence each at 12 without doing like this. You could have just taken 100 pence and multiplied by 12 because you sold 100 pence each at 12. So that's 1,200. Both ways we are getting the same answer. Okay, you're getting the same answer both ways. But guys, see here, when you're doing in the exam, they won't make you questions very easy like this, where they will give you like this and you just have to take 100 and multiply by 12. So usually you will have to use the equation. That's why I want you to get used to it. You understand? Out of 1,440 worth of pens. See the logic, see the logic. Okay, see. No, Farhat, it's very clear there. Okay, you didn't understand. That's your problem. See here, I'll repeat it again. Now, Mala has purchased how much worth of pen? 1,440. Even though she purchased 1,440, she didn't sell 20 pence, which is 240, which is worth 240. So that means she has sold only 1,200 worth of pens. Or simply I can tell she bought pens 120 pence. Even though she bought 120, she sold only 100. So what is the cost she incurred to sell the 100? She bought it for 12 rupees. 100 into 12 rupees, 1,200. Guys, easy way to remember what is cost of sales. The cost you incur to sell your good. What is the cost you have to incur to sell your good? Now for this question, I want you to write both answers. Write the answer using this equation method, and below this put O and write this also. Both methods write and keep for your understanding purpose. Okay. Value, Amna, value. That's why I changed it to value. Okay. What is purchase related expenses? I will explain that. I will explain. So now you understand what is cost of sales. Cost of sales is the cost you incur to sell your good. The cost you incur to sell your good is what we call as cost of sales. Shall I give you all another question? Shall I give you all another question to find cost of sales? Or shall I just continue? Okay, give another one. Okay, guys, write it down quickly. We can't waste time, so be quick. Now I will include opening stock as well. So if everyone wrote everything right, I can just go down, right? Okay. Now I'll try to include opening stock as well. Don't copy unless I tell you. Let's say Mala purchased 120 pence for rupees 12. Let's say, let's change the values. Let's say 150 pence, or maybe 140. Wait until I tell you to copy. Yeah, for 40 pence for 11 rupees, let's say, per pen from a supplier, and sold only 100 pence. Wait until I tell you. Mala purchased 140 pens for rupees 12 per pen from a supplier, and business had 220 worth of pens at the starting date. Okay, so a business sold only 100 pens. Calculate the cost of sales. Okay, guys, soon calculate. Let's see if you all can do this. Now, this is a little bit difficult. A little bit difficult. Don't just multiply and send me the answer. Use the equation. Use this equation and find the answer. Okay, don't just multiply and send. Use this equation and find the answer, because this is not a little bit maybe different. Use the equation, everyone. Done. Can I discuss now? Guys, can you tell me, yeah, Noora. So how did I get that is, out of 120 pens, the previous question, by the way, out of 120 pens she purchased, 20 pens are still there. If 20 pens are still there, each pen is 12 rupees. So 20 pens remaining, each at 12. 20 into 12. 20 into 12. Okay, now guys, let's do this method. Okay, now okay, you need 2 minutes more. Okay, quickly, yeah. Now guys, here they have given the opening stock. They have given the opening stock. You all have to find the closing stock. They haven't given how many pens are remaining. Can you all tell me at the starting date? By the way, can you all tell me how many pens are remaining at the end? Let's see if you all can answer that. How many pens are remaining at the end? At the starting date, first of all, tell me that video. At the starting date, how many pens are there? They are saying the pen is 220 rupees worth. If it is worth 220, each pen 11 rupees means how many pens are there at the starting? 220 divided by 11. 20 pens. There are 20 pens at the starting date. 20 pens. They purchased 140 pens. So 20 plus 140. How many pens are there? 160. If they sold 100 pens, how many pens are remaining? See guys, at the starting date, they have 20 pens. They purchased 140 pens. So they have 160 pens. They sold 100 pens. How many pens are remaining? There are 60 pens remaining. Very good. 60 pens. Where is that 20? How did you get that 20? Wait. I'll explain again. Listen carefully. At the starting date, what is the worth opening stock? There are 220 worth of pen. Each pen 11 rupees, no? So 220 divided by 11. What is the answer? When you take 220 divide by 11, one pen is 11 rupees means how many pens are there? How many pens are there? You all get what I'm saying? At the starting date, 220 worth of pen is there. Each pen 11 rupees means at the starting date you have 20 pens. You purchased 140 pens. So now you have 160 pens. You're selling 100 pens. So the closing date you have 60 pens remaining. 60 pens remaining. Okay, guys, now let's put this equation. See whether you all got the same answer. Huh? Let's put this equation and get the answer. Okay, so this is the equation. Opening stock plus purchase. If there are any purchase related expense, I'll explain what's purchase related expense in a while. So guys, opening date 20 rupees worth of pen is there. You purchase 140 pens, each at 11. What's the value? 140 into 11. What is the value? Anyone? 114,540. 1,540. How did I get that? 140 into 11 rupees. Huh? That's 1,540. How many closing stock? There are 60 pens remaining. We found out there are 60 pens remaining. 60. Each at how much? Each 11 rupees. So what's the answer? 60 into 11. 60 into 11. 660. 660. So how much do you get? Final answer. 220 plus 1,540 minus 660. What's the answer, guys? 1,100. 1,100. You all get 1,100. See, guys, you all have to get how much? 1,100. So the cost of sales answer is 1,100. There is an easy way to do, but you will most probably not tested with that. That's why I didn't want to explain that at first. It's an easy way. How to do it is, how many pens did you sell? You sold 100 pens. For how much did you buy that pens? You bought it for 11 rupees. So you can easily take 100 and multiply by 11. You get the same answer, but you won't be tested that easy method. Huh? Yeah, that's why I say, see here, you can do easily. You can take 100 pens. You have sold 100 pens, each at 11 rupees. So you will still get the same answer, 1,100. Can you all write both methods and keep? Put or and write this method. Write both methods. Huh? Put or and write the second method as well. Okay, so these are just questions I will be discussing again from the beginning. What is opening stock? What's purchase related expense? What's closing stock? Just tell me once you are done. Write both methods and keep. For the students who want who wants to know how I got opening stock, this is how I got opening stock. Opening stock 20 pens. So why did I take opening stock? Find closing stock. Closing stock is 60 pens. You all have sold 100 pens. Okay, opening stock is 20 pens. You purchased 140. This is just a working. Why did I do this working? Is to find this answer. If I find this answer only, guys, I can find this answer. Wait, I can find this answer. That's why I had to find that 60. Yeah. I can't highlight that. I don't know why. Okay, to find that 60 rupees, 60 pence. All clear so far? No, Sarah. After we add and deduct only, we got the answer here. 220 is the opening stock plus 1,540 purchase. Deduct the closing stock 660. I get the cost of sales. Cost of sales is 1,100. Last, the one which I told now is easy actually. How? You sold 100 pens. You bought those 100 pens for 11 rupees. So the cost you incur is 100 pens each at 11 rupees. 1,100. The cost you incur is 1,100. Okay, now let's go to the theory part. Please copy it down quickly. Yes, Hamna, but you won't be tested that easy method. That's why I'm telling y'all. Why am I doing the difficult method at first and then the easy one? Because you won't be tested with the easy method, where you just take 100 pens and multiply by cost of the pen. You won't be getting that, you understand? You have to do this method, opening stock plus purchase related minus closing stock to get your cost of sales. Okay, so yeah. What is that 60? This is the closing stock, 60 pence. At the end of the period, you have 60 pence remaining. Okay? Okay, so that's the main purpose, Farhad. Yes, Amna. Okay, now guys, I will start from the beginning again. Cost of sales. Okay, shall I erase everything? I'll erase everything. I hope you all are done writing, and I'll start from the beginning. Cost of sales. Okay, so yeah. So guys, cost of sales. Yes, Romana. Once the entire stock is sold out, the cost of inventories that were presented is called as cost of sales. Guys, if you want a simple definition for cost of sales, write it down what I'm telling. Okay, below this, if you want a definition for cost of sales, write it down. The cost business incurs to sell the goods. That is what you know known as cost of sales. The cost business incurs to sell the goods. Okay. In order to sell the goods, what is the cost it's incurring is cost of sales. Will it be tested? No, guys, it won't be tested, but you should understand the definition, right? Then only you can continue. Okay, the cost business incurs to sell the goods is known as cost of sales. Okay, you can write the simple definition. Maybe then you will understand easily. Okay. Because closing date, 60 pens are remaining, Atif. At the end of the period, 60 pens are remaining. Each pen is 11 rupees. So you have to take it out, right? Because it's still there at the end. We are trying to find how many pens we sold. 60 pens we didn't sell. How did I get 60? See, that's how. At the starting date, I had 20 pens. I purchased 140 pens. So I have 160 pens. I sold 100 pens. So 60 pens are still remaining. No, Shinara. Okay. See here, this is the working I did to get 60 pens at the end. If you want, write it down. At the start, I had 20 pens. How did I get 20 pens? I said at the start, the pens are worth 220 rupees. So 220 rupees, each pen 11 rupees means how many pens are there? 20 pens. I purchased 140 pens. So now how many pens are available? I have 160 pens available to sell. I only sold 100 pens. So that means 60 pens are still remaining that I haven't sold yet. Okay, 60 pens I haven't sold yet. Guys, just give me 1 minute. Can you all start reading? What is 160? 160 is the number of pens available. No, Noora. Number of pens available to sell. How many pens are there to sell? If you sold 100 pens, the remaining is not yet sold. You haven't sold it yet. No, Shaima. Okay, now guys, say here. But a business organization can have some inventories yet to be sold at the end of the accounting period. That's what you call those inventories. Inventories which are yet to be sold at the end of accounting period. What do you call them in accounting? What do you call them? Not yet sold. Inventories not yet sold. Closing stock. Very good. Closing stock is what you mean by inventories not yet sold at the end of the period. If you want, you can write it down. What is closing stock? Stocks. So stocks not yet sold at the end of the period is what you call as closing stock. So now guys, if you understand, out of all what you purchase, there are certain stocks, inventories, goods, all same meaning. Stocks, inventories, goods, all same meaning. So guys, out of whatever you have purchased, there are certain goods which are not yet sold. Guys, we call them closing stock. So now you should understand of whatever you purchase, guys. Whatever you purchase doesn't mean you sell them, right? There are certain situations, even after you have purchased, at the end of your period, maybe at the end of December, you see some stocks you're not yet sold. So guys, since it's not yet sold, we call it closing stock. To find cost of sales, we have to deduct the closing stock. Why do you deduct closing stock? Because it's not yet sold. Because cost of sales means cost of the goods sold. So if you deduct closing stock only, you will get what is the cost of the goods sold. If you deduct closing stock only, guys, you will get the cost of the goods sold. Okay, guys, now can you tell me, out of this example, how many pens were presented for sales? How many pens did you present to your customers to sell? How many? 20 pens, 140, 160, 100 or 60 pens. How many pens did you present your customer? Did you tell your customer, you can come and buy? How many pens? How many pens did you tell your customer that they can buy? Maximum, how many pens they can buy? 160. But how many pens did they buy? You told your customer you can buy 160 pens, but they only bought 100 pens. If they only bought 100 pens, that means 60 pens are not yet sold because they didn't buy. So guys, when it comes to cost of the goods presented for sales, guys, how much worth of goods did you present for sale? In this last example, can you tell me what is the cost of the goods did you present for sale? I'm not asking what is the cost of sales. How much worth of goods did you present your customer? What? What is the worth of goods did you present your customer to say? You are presenting the customer. You're telling your customer you can buy them. What is the cost of the goods did you present your customer? I'm not asking what's the cost of sales. You all already know cost of sales is 1,100. How much worth of goods did you present your customer? Very good. Guys, see here, the opening stock plus your purchase. That's how much? 1,760. Guys, you presented your customer 220 opening stock plus the purchase of 1,540. That's how much? 1,760. You told your customer you can buy them, but they didn't buy. How much worth of goods they didn't buy? 660 they didn't buy. So what was the cost of sales? 1100. Even though you told your customer you can buy 1760 worth of goods, your customer only bought 1100 worth of goods. So now you studied something new. What is it? Cost of goods presented for sales. Cost of goods presented for sales. Shall we write a new equation? Guys, below that, can you write cost of goods presented for sales? I'll explain one more time. Now write it down. Say cost of goods presented for sales. Write a new equation. Cost of goods presented for sales. So cost of goods presented for sales is before deducting closing stock. Simple as that. Before you deduct closing stock, what is the value you get? That is what you call as cost of goods presented for sale. Okay, before you deduct your closing stock, the value you get is what you call as, guys, cost of goods presented for sales. Wait, I'll show you clearly. Here you go. Guys, after you deduct your closing stock, what do you get? After you deduct your closing stock, what do you get? Hello? Before you deduct your closing stock, you get cost of goods presented for sale. After you deduct your closing stock, very good, guys, you will get cost of sales. Good job. Okay, after you deduct your closing stock, the value you get is what you call as cost of sales. Before you deduct your closing stock, the value you get is what you call as cost of goods presented for sale. How much worth of goods did you tell your customer they can buy? Cost of sales is how much worth of goods, okay? How much worth of goods your customer actually bought. Cost of goods presented for sale is how much worth of goods did you tell your customer they can buy. If they didn't buy, you should take it out. That's why we remove closing stock. When we remove closing stock, you get cost of sales. Okay, so now guys, if you ask me in the previous example, what is my cost of goods presented for sale? How much worth of goods did you present your customer? Did you tell your customer they can buy? Guys, that is opening stock of 220 plus the purchase of 1,540. Guys, the cost of goods you presented for sale was 1,760 in my previous example. But how much worth of goods the customer actually bought? That means you have actually sold 220 plus the purchase of 1,540. But guys, the customer didn't buy 660 worth of goods. Even though you presented him, even though you told him he can buy, he didn't buy, guys. Even though you told him he can buy, he didn't buy. So you have to remove what he didn't buy, which is 660. Then you will get how much he actually bought. He only bought 1,100 worth of goods, cost of goods. Are you all clear? Do you all understand what I'm explaining? Yes, Farhad. Yes, Silma, all the sales. Okay, so guys, I will explain one more time. If anyone who didn't understand, I'll explain in terms of pens. In terms of pens. Guys, at the starting date, you had 20 pens. 20 pens. Okay, you purchased 140 more pens. So how many pens are available? You had 20 pens. 20 pens. You purchased 140 pens. How many pens are available? 160. 160 pens are available. Okay, but guys, see here, 160 pens are available. We said this is the cost of the goods presented for sale. You're telling your customers, look, we have 160 pens. You can buy them. But will the customers buy everything? No, sometimes they don't. Let's say the customers didn't buy 60 pens. So how many pens did you sell? Only 100. So cost of sales is the cost you actually sold. See, you sold only 100 pens. So the cost of them is what you call as cost of sales. Cost of goods presented for sales is how many pens did you tell your customer they can buy? 160 pens. Okay, 160 pens. Now guys, let's quickly continue. Now see here, when preparing financial statement, closing stock at the end of the period is considered as an asset. Guys, the stocks which is remaining at the end is what? It's an asset to the business, right? The cost which is still remaining at the end is an asset. Why? Because in the future, they can sell it and get money. The pens, there are 60 pens still remaining. The 60 pens which are still remaining in the business can sell them and get some income in the future. So it will give you future benefits. That's why we say it's an asset. Okay, so closing stock is a current asset. Can you write it somewhere? Closing stock is a current asset, because guys, it will give you future benefits. Now guys, 1 year closing stock is the other years. 1 year's closing stock is the other year's what?
Opening stock.
Opening stock. 1 year's closing will be the other year's opening. In this year, guys, in this year, at the end of this year, if you have 60 pens, starting of next year, you will have same 60 pens. Okay? Now, Amna, we are talking about the cost here. We are not talking about the selling price. We are talking what is the cost of the goods we actually sold. What is the cost of the goods we presented for sale. We are not talking about the sales here. Okay. So remember, guys, 1 year's closing stock is other year's opening stock. Okay, if you take 1 year, the closing stock of 1 year is the next year's opening stock. I'm giving you short note points which will make you easy to understand. I hope you all note it down everything. Okay, guys, if there is now, if you are a newly started business, will you have opening stock? If you are a business who have started recently this year, will you have opening stock? No. Guys, remember another point which I'm going to tell you all. Guys, remember another point which I'm going to tell you all. For a newly started business, okay, for a newly started business, all the balances, all the opening balances are zero except for one thing. What is it? Grade 10, you all would have studied. Except for one thing, all the other opening balances, we assume it's zero, except for capital. Very good. Opening capital. Okay. If you are a newly started business, except for opening capital, all the other balances are zero. All the other balances are zero. I hope you note it down. Okay, so guys, if you are a newly, if in the exam, they will tell you it's a newly started business. Now you might think, okay, where is the opening stock? Cost of sales calculation is opening stock is there. Now you might search for it. But understand, if it's a newly started business, opening stock is zero. Except for capital, all the other opening balances are zero. Okay, so the points I'm sending to you in the chat box as well for you to copy down. Now guys, see here, in a particular accounting period, a business has to purchase goods to sell. Okay, guys, now you might think, if you are not a newly started business, in my example, you all had 20 pens, right? At the starting date, we had 20 pens remaining. At the starting date. But that 20 pen is not enough. You have to make more sales. So because of that, we have to purchase. We have to purchase because those 20 pens are not enough for us to sell. That is why we make purchase. That is why we make purchase. Guys, can you write the next one? Purchase is equals to both cash purchase plus credit purchase. Write the next equation. Guys, your purchase is equals to both cash purchase plus credit purchase. Another name for stock is inventory goods. All same meaning. Huh? Write the next point. Purchase is equals to cash purchase plus credit purchase. There are three terms. All three are same. Huh? Inventory, goods, and stocks. Okay, all three are same meaning. Inventory, goods, and stock. All three are current assets. Okay. So fine. Now, guys, you know purchase is the total summation of cash purchase plus credit purchase. For cash purchase plus the credit purchase. Okay, below that, write another question. Below that, write another question. Mala business purchased 50 pence at right, okay. And get me the answer. Mala's business purchased 50 pence at 12 per pen in cash and 20 pence at 13 per pen on credit. Calculate the total purchase of Mala's business. Okay, good job, guys. Correct answer. So guys, when it comes to purchase, you have to take both cash and credit purchase. When it comes to purchase, when you're calculating purchase expense, you have to take both cash plus credit purchase. Huh? So yeah, guys, cash purchase, how many pens are they buying? They buy 550 pens each at 12 rupees. So that's how much? Someone tell me the value. Hello.
600.
600. Then they are buying on credit, guys, 20 pens at 13 rupees. How much is that? 260. So what's the total purchase? 860. Okay, so guys, the answer is 860. I have small thing to explain. After that, I'm done, guys. Purchase related expense. Small thing to explain. Huh? Just give me maybe 15 minutes. Okay. So guys, see here, now purchase related expense. Now, when you buy goods from supplier, there are certain expenses you have to incur to bring that goods to your business location. Okay, after you buy the goods from supplier, there are certain expenses you all have to incur, guys, when you are bringing the goods to the business. Example, the common example is transport. Now guys, the businesses, they don't buy 50 pence or something like that, right? They buy a bulk if you are a big business. So when you buy in bulks, you need to transport it from the supplier to your business place. So because you made the purchase, now you have this expense. We call this purchase related expenses. Purchase related expenses. Example, guys, transportation. Guys, right there, transportation. Someone tell me another term for that. Anyone who can tell me another term? Transportation.
Traveling expense.
Carriage inwards. Guys, write it there. Transportation expense. Another word. This is the most commonly they use carriage inwards. Okay, transportation means here they are talking about carriage inwards. What's carriage inwards? Carriage inward is the transport cost of goods from the supplier to the business. The transport cost of goods from the supplier to the business is what you call as carriage inwards. Carriage inwards. Now guys, let's say after you buy the goods, you need to hire some people. Okay, you need to hire some people to load your goods, maybe in a lorry or something. You have to load them. We call it loading expense. You hire people, ask them, can you please load this in the vehicle so that you can travel it from one place to another, right? So then that is also you have to incur. So we say loading expense is also a type of expense, purchase related. Unloading. After the lorry comes to the business, you have to unload it. You have to keep it inside the business, right? So for that also you have to hire people. So for them you have to pay money. So that's also a purchase related expense. Okay. What are purchase related expense? Expenses incurred to bring the goods. The location, the business location and condition to a proper condition. If you want to bring the goods, we call it purchase related expenses. All the expenses you incur to bring the good to the business location and condition. All the cost, okay, you have to incur. Examples are transport cost, loading expenses, unloading expenses. Okay, loading, unloading. Okay, so then guys, now see here, I'll give you all. So what is gross profit? We already wrote sales minus cost of sales gives you gross profit. Okay, so this is what you call as a trading account. All what you studied now is given here. We call it, guys, a trading account. Now, this trading account is what you will find out the gross profit. You prepare this in order to calculate how much is your gross profit. So you will take your sales. Sales minus cost of sales, no mean gross profit. You know the sales. Sales is cash sales plus credit sales gives you the total sales. Okay, so you will take the total sales, deduct your cost of sales. How to calculate cost of sales? We studied opening stock plus purchase plus your purchase related expenses. These are purchase related expense, carriage inwards, loading expense. Then you will get the cost of the goods presented for sales. Once you deduct the closing stock, you get cost of sales. All the equation we studied is given here. Sales minus cost of sales is gross profit. All the equation we studied horizontally is put vertically here. It's vertical. Okay, so guys, see here, purchase related expenses. There are more. In A levels, you will study import duty, import tax. All these are purchase related expense. For O levels, most probably they will test carriage inwards, loading, unloading. If they test import tax, sometimes you import from China or another country. When you import the business, the government will charge tax on you. So that is also a purchase related expense. Let's do this question and then let's finish the class, guys. Then it will be good, right? We have done up to gross profit. Can you all quickly draw? Okay, no, carriage inwards and outward has a different. Carriage inward, can you all start doing this, by the way? Draw the trading account. The format is this. Draw like this, okay? And do activity 1, please. Do activity 1. What is the difference between carriage inwards and carriage outwards? Guys, carriage inwards is the transport cost of goods from the supplier to the business. It's a purchase related expense. Carriage outward is the transport cost of finished goods from the business to the customer. From the business, when you transport to the customer, is what you call as carriage outward. Carriage outward is a distribution expense. It's not a purchase related expense. Carriage inward only purchase related. Carriage outward is a distribution expense. Can you all soon finish activity 1? Don't forget, sales is the addition of cash sales plus credit sale. Purchase is the addition of credit purchase plus cash purchase. What else you all have to remember? Purchase related expenses can be loading, unloading, carriage inwards. Okay, good job, guys. Okay, here, wait. I'm sending the definition of carriage inwards and outwards. If anyone wants to copy down, here you go. I have sent. Quickly finish activity 1 so I can show you the answer. How much is the gross profit? Wait, I'll see. Most of y'all are 70,000. I think 70,000 is the answer. Most of y'all are sending 70,000. Good job, guys. Okay, so guys, tell me what's the total sales income? What's the total sales?
200,000.
200,000. Total sales is 200,000. What's the total purchase value? Total
120. 65. 120.
How come 65 men?
120.
120,000. I think she's saying, okay. Opening stock is 15, closing stock is 18. Purchase related is these two are purchase related expense. Very simple, man. Just put the values. That's it. Okay. So guys, see here, you have to draw this and record. So how much is the sales? Sales is 200,000. So you will say sales 200,000. Someone tell me how much is the opening stock?
15K.
15,000. Same like that. How much is the total purchase?
120,000.
120. How much was the carriage inwards?
7,000.
10,000. Loading expense?
7,000.
7,000 men. I heard 10,000. Okay, loading expense?
6,000.
6,000. So what's the total goods presented for sale?
148.
148. 148. Okay, what is the closing stock?
18,000.
18,000. So what's the cost of sales?
130,000.
1. Can't hear.
130,000.
130. 130. Okay. So that is going to give you 70,000. Okay, I'll show you a proper answer for this. So the ones who haven't done properly, I'll show you a proper one. But I have to search a little. Y'all have to be patient. Where are the answers, man? Did it get deleted? It should be there. Here you go. Here, the correct answer 70,000. Where is it? Here. Okay, guys, check whether you all have done it exactly like this. So guys, we are done with step 1 now. Calculating gross profit. Okay, so Farhad, when we are saying carriage outwards, we are not talking directly to the customer, maybe to the showroom or something. You understand? To the showroom or something, maybe you're transporting from the business to the showroom where customers will come and buy. You understand? In that situation, that's a carriage outward. Okay, so guys, see here, we are done with today's class. My main purpose was to finish up to gross profit. Okay, so I hope you all found it useful. Guys, if you want to continue my classes, you all can put a message to Sateha College number. Okay, you all can put a message to Sateha College number. So you all will be having 2 classes per week. That is, one is on Thursday. Thursday you will have 4 to 6 p. Or sometimes 2 hours, sometimes 1.5 hours. It depends on the lesson. 4 to 6 p.m. you will have grade 10. We will be starting correction of errors. Next Thursday we will be starting correction of errors. Okay, and then guys, Sunday the same time. Okay, Sundays from 7 to either 8:30 or 9 based on the part which we are doing. Let's say 9, for example. We will be doing grade 11. We will continue this grade 11. Okay, which is financial statement. financial statement. Okay. So yeah, if y'all, so both guys, both fees is 1,200. Y'all don't have to pay separately. For both, it's 1,200 per month. Grade 10 and 11 together. Okay, so per week it will be around 3 to 4 hours per week. Okay, so the contact number. Someone send the contact number, will you, in the chat box? Someone send the Sateha College contact number. I am about to search for it. Wait, guys, I'll send it. Huh? No, I better search because okay, I got it. Fine, thanks, Farhat. Okay, so guys, this is the contact number. Y'all have to message if y'all want to join. Huh? Okay, guys, thank you. So that's it for the day, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Maybe okay. So guys, take care. Good night. Study well.